Average Woodsman here, back with another video. So today I figured I would just go over and kind of do a video on my two favorite survival rifles that I personally own, what I like about them, what I don't like about them. One of them is relatively new and the other one is very, very old. I've had it for a long time, so let's get into it. All right, so here in front of me I have two survival rifles that I own. I have the Henry survival rifle and 22 long rifle, and then I have the TPS Arms M6 Scout. This one is in 410 and 357 Magnum. So the top barrel is 357 Magnum, the bottom barrel is 410. The M6 I just got a couple months ago. The Henry I've had since around 2012, so about 12 years or so I've had this. It is, I would say it's a pretty good overall tool. It's about 3.5 pounds, chambered in 22 long rifle, has detachable magazines. A lot of people I've seen online talk about it being not very reliable. I have not personally had that experience with this specific rifle. Mine has been perfectly fine. I mean, it's a rimfire semi-automatic rifle. It's not going to be as reliable as, let's say, you know, a centerfire rifle that's semi-automatic. So it's going to have hiccups every now and then, but honestly, it's been perfectly reliable. If you guys are wondering, I painted this myself. As you can see, it's pretty beat up. Over the years, it's been beat up. The paint's been kind of beat off of it, but yeah, it's a good tool. Everything goes into the buttstock right here. The receiver and the barrel both fit in the buttstock, along with 2 magazines. It will float. If you guys don't know the history on it, you should really look it up. It was originally designed by the man, the myth, the legend, Eugene Stoner, the same guy who invented the AR-15, the AR-10, AR-180. It was produced by Armorlight. It was originally, I believe, in 22 Hornet, if I remember correctly. But eventually, the patent was picked up and produced by Charter Arms, and they developed a horrible, horrible reputation. And then Henry started producing them, and I think the quality is pretty good for what it is. I mean, it's a plastic rifle for the most part. Even the barrel sleeve, this thing is not loaded. Even the barrel sleeve, so it has a steel sleeve inside this barrel, this plastic barrel. But that's what makes it so lightweight. This thing weighs 3.5 pounds, so you could throw this in a pack, in your truck, in a boat, and it's all contained in this buttstock. That they're unreliable, they are poorly made. Like I said, my example of it has not been like that. This has been with me all over the country. It's beat up, it's old, it has, you know, it's not really a plinking rifle, so I don't do that with it. I have shot, you know, several hundred rounds through it over the over the decade, you know, more than a decade that I've owned it. But it's not really a plinking rifle. That's not what it was designed for. It was designed for a specific reason. It was designed to be a tool that you have in your kit if you needed to, if you were in an emergency situation and you needed to basically, you know, hunt small game animals off the landscape. You could do that with a small, lightweight 22. That's what it was designed for. It was not designed to be a long-term plinker, you know, like a 1022 or a CZ, something like that. But it's accurate, and it's been about as reliable as a rimfire 22 can be. Like I said, I haven't had any major issues with it. And yeah, this rifle is really new to my collection. I just bought this probably, like I said, maybe a month ago or so. I have taken a couple of dove and 2 squirrel with it. which I'll go ahead and show a photo of. But I really, really like it. It's ridiculously versatile, at least for me personally, living where I live here in Central Florida. We have thick, dense woods. You're not taking shots at over 50, 60 yards anyway. And with 357 Magnum on top, the top barrel being a 357 Magnum, that allows me to not only use the bottom barrel with 410 to hunt rabbit, dove, quail, squirrel, things like that. I can also hunt larger game animals like hog and deer if I were in a situation where I needed to do that. And it is heavier. It is a little bit heavier. It weighs about 5 pounds, a little over 5 pounds, but it takes down with a pen just like an AR-15. You take this pen, it's captured, and now it's broken down into 2 pieces, and I can store it easily. Put it back together real quick. Basically how it works is you have a mechanism that hinges just like an over-under shotgun. You have the 2 firing pins. You have the bottom barrel, which is a 410, the top barrel, which is a 357 Magnum. You have this extractor right here that pulls the rounds up. It locks in place. I mean, it's super, super simple, which is another reason why I like it so much. So you have just the hammer. The bottom all the way down is 410. All the way up is 357 Magnum. And then if you push it down in the middle, it won't hit either firing pin. It also has a cross bolt safety, which I never use. I did the paracord wrap on it, and I bought this stock for it, or this sling for it. It comes with an AR-15 style front sight that is adjustable, and it has, I'll show you guys. It has an aperture that's flip up, one for the top barrel for the 357, and then it has like a notch for the 410. Also here in the back, it holds 357 Magnum, so you have 7 357 Magnum and then 6 410. Honestly, it's just a really good rifle. I like it a lot. The history on this, you should definitely look up also. It's a very cool concept and cool design. The original was 22 Hornet over 410. It was made by Springfield Armory. They stopped production for them a long time ago, so if you can find an original Springfield Armory, they're very, very expensive. Sometimes you can find them on like Gun Broker and places like that. But I like this one actually better because they did some improvements. So I've never owned one of the original M6 Scouts from Springfield Armory, but I have held quite a few of them, and the actual stock itself is a lot thinner. This has an actual removable choke, so you could actually swap it out with different types of chokes for the 410. The original, if I remember correctly, doesn't have this type of a front sight, but I could be wrong. Like I said, I've never owned one. I've held quite a few of them, but the sight on this one is exactly like an AR-15 style sight. So if you're used to shooting that type of a front post with a ghost ring in the back, you know, you'll be right at home shooting this. I found it to be accurate. I've only shot it out to about 50 yards with the 357, but it's plenty accurate. And then 410, I've taken, like I said, I've shot dove with it, and I've shot a couple squirrel, and it seems to work really well. I will say though, the trigger kind of takes some getting used to. What I have found that I like to do is, instead of doing it with 2 or 3 fingers, I actually kind of choke back on it and use it with my trigger finger like I would normally fire a firearm, and it seems to work better like that for me. But yeah, honestly, side by side, you know, I put this back in the stock, but broken down, they're very similar in size. I'll break this one down for you guys. They're super similar in size once they're broken down. I actually have a sleeve for this that I usually keep it in when I take it out. The M6 by TPS Arms. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. If you guys have any questions, just comment below, like, subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And I'm going to put the link to each one of these in the description of this video. And remember, be safe, stay dangerous.